Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa and today I'm going to be sharing with you the current status of my cash envelopes and my sinking funds and then go over current debt balances. So I had put a post on my community tab that I made a huge debt snowball payment and I wanted to explain why. So over the last, probably year, well actually this time last year, the hybrid battery on my car started going out and I knew that the car was too old and too expensive to repair and it was never going to pass inspection and I had to get something new. So I stopped my intensity on my debt and started saving for a car. I saved $8,000 and ended up purchasing a car in the first part of this year. So all of that time from the fall of last year till March of this year, I was making minimum payments on my debts. Once I finally purchased my car, I did my taxes and I realized that I was going to owe money to the IRS. So I started saving for that. I paid my taxes in July. And ever since then, I just haven't been able to get the momentum back. On my last video, there was a gal who made a comment. The gist of the comment was that the videos were getting hard to watch, that I was on autopilot, and I had lost the intensity that I had this time last year. And that I really was satisfied with the, how did she put it? I don't remember how she put it. But basically, was I satisfied with the progress that I'm making? And I thought, well, I'm making progress on my debt, and I kind of got upset at the comment. And I was thinking to myself, well, I mean, I'm putting as much towards debt as I can, and I don't have that much in sinking funds, and I don't understand how much more I could do. So I got upset and got up and pulled all of my sinking funds and took all the money out and counted it up to see how much money I actually had. And I was shocked to find that I had about $2,000 in these funds. I had to make a decision. And one of the comments that she had made was, do you really need any more money in your beauty envelope? And the more I got to thinking about the individual sinking funds that I have, why I have them, how I'm spending that money, and were the sinking funds enabling me to spend money that I don't need to spend, or was it helping me to achieve my financial goals? And the answer was, I'm spending money that I don't need to be spending. And beauty is just one example, but for beauty, I had quite a bit of money in there and it was just sitting. So I was like, there's a lot of money in there. I'm going to go buy a bunch of nail polish. So I spent, $20 on nail polish. Would I have done that had the money just been in my regular budget? Would I have put, a line item in my budget for spending $20 because I wanted to go get new nail polish? Absolutely not. I would have used what I had on hand. So I think that sinking funds definitely have value, but I have decided that until I'm debt free, I am going to do away with my sinking funds. And if something comes up or if something is expected, then I will just make sure that I'm prepared in the budget to cover whatever the expense is. An example would be Chewy he's going to have his shots in the month of November. So I will budget about $300 for his shots in my budget and cash flow it that way and not hold on to money in these envelopes or spend unnecessarily. So thank you to the lady who made the comment, because it really, YouTube is tough. I'm doing the best that I can. I am not a financial expert and I'm still learning. Sometimes it's hard with YouTube because I get a lot of comments, I get a lot of opinions, and it's hard sometimes to know what's being what comments are helpful versus hurtful. And I appreciated the fact that she was willing to give me the feedback. It wasn't well received at first, but it was the type of comment I think that I needed to hear at that moment. So what I did after I took all the money out of my funds is I went to the bank and I made a deposit. So let me just share with you what funds I took from. First one was fur babies. I will cash flow any shots that they have, and if an emergency comes up, I have an emergency fund. Gifts. I only have one birthday between now and the end of the year, and only 2 birthdays between now and February. I can cash flow those birthday gifts, and I don't need to hang on to money in this envelope. Car maintenance. I have an emergency fund if something breaks on my car, so that one is gone. Moving is a future goal. Once I'm out of debt, I can start saving for moving. Clothes. I don't need anything right now. I'm not working in an office. And if there comes a time when I go back to the office between now and the time I expect to be out of debt and I need clothes, then I will go to Goodwill and I'll put a line item in my budget to cover the cost. Beauty. Also, don't need anything. Not expecting to spend any money between now and the time that I am debt free. And so this money also was deposited into my account. Medical, I rarely go to the doctor. I don't take any regular prescriptions. And so if an expense comes up, I will make a line item in my budget. Car taxes, I just paid the taxes on my car, and when the tags are due, I will have already become debt-free, or at least that is the plan. Okay, so emergency fund. I had $1,500 in my emergency fund. I took $500 out and I deposited in the bank. That left me with $1,000. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I left $1,000. I don't need $1,500. Not expecting to go back into the office between now and January. If an emergency happens, $1,000 should be plenty. I expect to be debt-free sometime before the end of January, and I think this is enough, and I'm okay with $1,000. So that's all I've got there. I did keep, debt snowball, of course, the money that was in here. I took that out, deposited in the bank. I did keep Christmas, and Christmas, let's see. As of the last stuffing, I had 440, and I still have 440. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 40. And I will continue to contribute to Christmas. This is the only sinking fund I'm keeping. Okay, so fur babies. I took all of the money that was in here out. I bought what I needed for my fur babies, what I need for the next 2 weeks. Okay. Gas and oil changes. I filled up my car, took the rest of it out. Spending, also took it out. Groceries, I went grocery shopping for the month, hopefully. We'll see how that goes. So that envelope is empty, and so is household. So here's what I've done. I went to the grocery store. I bought what I think is a month's worth of groceries. I may have to go back and get a few things here and there, like fresh produce. And I filled up my car. I got Chewy and Tink everything that they need. They're good on litter, food, all that good stuff. This is what I have left over. I have 50, 70, 90, 91, 92. So $92 is what I have left. Will I need to spend any of this money between now and October the 2nd when I get paid? I don't know. Possibly. I'm going to hang on to it either way. I am going to change, though, my categories. So right now I've got food, household gas, babies, and spending. I am going to combine food and household into one fund. Gas, I am going to play it by ear and see how my gas tank is. And I'm not going to contribute if I don't plan on filling up my tank. Fur babies, that category, I can probably cut that in half. I found some videos on YouTube on how to cut their nails. I'm going to give it a try. Worst case, food, litter, and the occasional nail trim. Spending money, I'm going to do away with as well, just because I would rather get out of debt than to go to wing night every Wednesday. Sinking funds, again, the only sinking fund that I'm keeping is Christmas. All of the others I'm doing away with. I didn't stuff them. So all of this money went to debt except for the Christmas money. And actually, I didn't even stuff it this week or for the next week either. So what's left in this cash here includes any money I was going to put towards sinking funds. I will be stuffing Christmas in. Well, I'll account for Christmas, or I'll have money in my budget next time for Christmas. But for this paycheck, I did not stuff any sinking funds, and I'm not planning on it. If there is money left over when I get paid on the 2nd, if there's $40 left over, then of course I will put that into Christmas. But for now, since this is essentially all the cash I have, I just want to hang on to this a little bit. All right, so let's talk about my debt. I made, of course, my minimum payments on my debt. So this was the ending balance, $9,139. When I took the money that I had in the bank, there was $2,000, but I calculated that 8 payments on my personal loan was $2,016. So I actually sold, what was it? I sold a cat tree on Facebook Marketplace. I had bought this cat tree for Tink. She never used it. It was just collecting dust. So I sold it for $15, and I had an extra $1 that I could contribute from the money I had left over from grocery shopping. So I added another $16 to make 8 payments. So $2,016 is the amount of the payment. I hope you're following me. I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling, but what that means is that I had a beginning debt balance of $9,556, which was this here, this total from the last check. I made my minimum payment on my credit card. My personal loan, I actually paid this amount here, $2,252, $252 being the minimum payment, plus the $16 here, because I decided to do that after I had already written this out. So that leaves me with, oh crap, where's the calculator? Do I have a calculator nearby? Yes, okay. So my total minimum payment was $2,417, right, plus 16. So $2,433 was the total payment that I made, and that left me an ending debt balance of $7,123. So 5,863 plus 1,260, because this is the new balance of this personal loan is 1,260. So 1,260. So $7,123 is my new debt balance. So when I've done kind of a rough October budget, and I plan to record it maybe a little bit later tonight, but I'm not, so October is 3 paychecks, and the very first paycheck in October, I am not going to set aside half of my rent. That money's going to go towards debt. And like I said, I've done kind of a rough budget, but I should be able to pay this $1,260 on October the 2nd and completely knock out my personal loan. That'll leave me with the credit card. So my October budget that you guys will see will reflect these changes. So in the month of October, after the personal loan is paid off, I will change my minimum payment on the credit card to include the minimum payment on the personal loan, and then any extra money will be thrown at the credit card. And I think, like I said, I've just kind of like roughly gone through the budget and like scribbled some money on a piece of paper, but I think that I can pay this off by the end of January. So that I think is everything. It was just kind of it was a wake up call for me, and it was definitely, this has been an interesting couple of days, and it was a little scary to make the payment. If I'm being honest, it was kind of scary to take all that money and put it towards my debt. But then once I realized that I could pay this off on my next paycheck, I got really excited again. Going forward, until I am debt free, I'm going to stick to the basics and only what I absolutely have to have and nothing more. And if I stick to that plan, then I should be out of debt the first of next year, and I can start rebuilding my savings, which, I'm really excited to do. So thank you guys for hanging in. If you guys have made it to the end of this video, which my clock says 18 minutes and 22 seconds, which is a long video, leave me an emoji down in the comment with, let's see, how about the little emoji where the guy has the green dollar signs as eyes? So if you hung out this long, leave me an emoji down in the comments below. And again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day or night wherever you're at. Bye.